In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NBA games happening on February 3rd, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. If you're serious about betting, BetAnySports is an offshore sportsbook that offers top-notch odds and an easy-to-use platform. Click the link in our bio to get 30% extra cash on your first deposit. Don't miss out on this great deal. Start using BetAnySports today. New Orleans Pelicans versus Denver Nuggets. The New Orleans Pelicans will attempt to put an end to their current 3-game road losing streak when they travel to Ball Arena to take on the Denver Nuggets on Monday night. New Orleans is hoping to turn things around after suffering a tough 118-116 defeat against the Boston Celtics, a game in which they entered as 12-point underdogs. Meanwhile, Denver is coming off a narrow 107-104 victory over the Charlotte Hornets, managing to secure the win despite being 12.5-point favorites. Looking at the recent history between these two teams, the Nuggets have held the upper hand over the past 10 meetings, winning 6 of them, while the Pelicans have claimed 4 victories. However, their head-to-head encounters this season have been evenly matched, with each team securing 1 win apiece in their 4-game regular season series. New Orleans continues to struggle with key injuries, as both Brandon Ingram and DeJounte Murray remain unavailable. On the other hand, Denver has also confirmed that Russell Westbrook will be sidelined once again. The Pelicans have been on a rough stretch, having lost 5 consecutive games, including a heartbreaking defeat against Boston, where they fell at the buzzer. Despite their current struggles, they demonstrated competitiveness in that matchup and may have a slight edge in terms of rest, as they have not played since Friday. Conversely, the Nuggets, despite dealing with an off night in terms of shooting, still managed to grind out a win over the Hornets on Saturday. With most of their key players available, Denver will look to continue their strong form at home. Injuries have plagued the Pelicans all season, and the loss of DeJounte Murray for the remainder of the campaign only adds to their misfortunes. Their road performances have also been abysmal, holding a 4-19 straight-up record away from home. Playing in Denver presents one of the toughest challenges in the NBA, and a dominant Nuggets win would not be surprising. However, Denver has a tendency to play down to their competition, leading to an underwhelming 23-25-1 record against the spread. They have failed to cover the spread in their last 5 games and even suffered an unexpected loss as heavy favorites against the Chicago Bulls. Furthermore, with Westbrook sidelined, Denver loses an energetic spark off the bench. Despite their struggles, the Pelicans have already notched a victory over the Nuggets this season and pushed them to overtime in their second meeting. While Denver is expected to win, the sizable point spread may be a bit too ambitious in this case. So the New Orleans Pelicans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When it comes to the total, the trend points toward a high-scoring affair. The Pelicans have hit the over in their last 2 games, while the Nuggets have done so in 4 of their last 6 outings. Offensively, New Orleans averages 110 points per game while maintaining the 10th fastest pace in the league, averaging 103 possessions per game. They will be facing a Denver squad that allows 116 points per game at home. On the flip side, the Nuggets boast an explosive offense, scoring an average of 120.5 points per contest, and they play at the 5th fastest pace in the league, averaging 104.2 possessions per game. Given that New Orleans surrenders 118.5 points per game on the road, this matchup has all the makings of a high-scoring game. Notably, in their last 3 meetings, the total has gone over twice. Both teams rank among the top 10 in terms of pace of play, meaning there should be plenty of possessions and scoring opportunities. Additionally, Denver's offensive strengths align perfectly with the Pelicans' defensive weaknesses, suggesting that the Nuggets could take full advantage. Moreover, New Orleans ranks among the top 10 in free throw attempts per game and excels at grabbing offensive rebounds, allowing them to generate second chance points. Expect the Nuggets to maintain their offensive efficiency while the Pelicans contribute with their aggressive playstyle, leading to a high-scoring battle. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Indiana Pacers versus Utah Jazz. The Indiana Pacers are set to travel to the Delta Center on Monday night, where they will face off against the Utah Jazz in a non-conference matchup. Entering this contest, the Pacers currently hold the 4th position in the Eastern Conference with an overall record of 27-20. They have been playing at a high level as of late, riding the momentum of a 3-game winning streak, which was most recently extended with a 132-127 home victory over the Atlanta Hawks on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Utah Jazz find themselves in a much different situation. They currently sit at the bottom of the Western Conference, ranking 15th with a disappointing 11-36 record. However, they are coming off a solid performance at home, securing a 113-99 victory against the Orlando Magic on Saturday. This game marks the first of 2 scheduled meetings between these teams this season. Both teams are dealing with injury absences, though the Pacers and Jazz will be missing different key players. Indiana will continue to be without Isaiah Jackson and Enrique Freeman, while Utah remains without the services of Cody Williams and Taylor Hendricks. The offensive production of these 2 teams has been on completely different levels recently. The Pacers have been scoring at an elite pace, averaging 134 points per game over their last 3 contests. In contrast, the Jazz have struggled offensively, managing just 108 points per game over their last 5 outings. A closer look at net ratings further highlights the disparity between these squads. Indiana currently holds the 13th best net rating in the NBA at 0.8, while Utah is near the bottom of the league, ranking 28th with a concerning -7.3 net rating. The Jazz put up an admirable defensive performance in their most recent game, holding the Magic to just 99 points. However, it is important to note that Orlando's offense has been underwhelming lately, making Utah's defensive showing somewhat less impressive. The true test for the Jazz will come when they face Indiana, a team that has been one of the most potent scoring units in the NBA this season. The Pacers have been on fire offensively, surpassing the 130-point mark in 3 consecutive games. Over their last 10 matchups, they have been extremely efficient, producing 119 points per 100 possessions while allowing just 110 points per 100 possessions on the defensive end. Given their recent form and ability to control games with their high-powered offense, I fully anticipate Indiana securing a victory in this game and successfully covering the spread. One of Indiana's key strengths is their ability to protect the basketball while maintaining an aggressive approach when attacking the basket. This could pose a significant problem for Utah, as the Jazz rank 29th in the league in opponent 2-point shooting percentage, allowing teams to convert 57.1% of their shots inside the arc. Additionally, Utah struggles immensely in the turnover department, ranking dead last in both offensive and defensive turnover percentage. This means that not only do they frequently turn the ball over, but they also fail to force their opponents into making mistakes. When examining recent betting trends, it becomes even more apparent which team has the upper hand. The Jazz have been struggling against the spread, covering just once in their last 5 games. Conversely, the Pacers have been one of the more reliable teams in this regard, going 10-3 against the spread over their last 13 contests. They have also been dominant on the road, covering the spread in 6 consecutive away games. The Utah Jazz continue to pile up losses, making it increasingly difficult to back them with confidence. Over their last 10 games, they have suffered 8 defeats and have only managed to cover the spread in 1 of their last 5 matchups. On the other hand, the Pacers have been thriving, winning 8 of their last 10 games while covering the spread in 7 of those contests. Indiana enters this game as one of the hottest teams in the league, with all their key players available and performing well. Given their form and Utah's ongoing struggles, it was always likely that the Pacers would be favored in this matchup, especially considering the Jazz have won just 2 of their previous 13 games. This game presents a clear contrast between 2 teams heading in completely different directions. Indiana is surging, making a strong push in the standings, while Utah continues to slide further down the ranks. In games like this, where a superior team faces off against a struggling opponent, there is usually only one logical outcome. The Pacers must capitalize on these opportunities if they hope to improve their positioning for the postseason. So the Indiana Pacers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Defensively, neither team has been particularly strong in recent outings. The Pacers have been allowing an average of 121 points over their last 4 games, while the Jazz have given up 120 points per game in their last 5. Both teams have, however, demonstrated efficiency from beyond the arc. Utah ranks 17th in the NBA with a 35.6% three-point shooting percentage as a team, while Indiana sits in 7th place, converting 37.5% of their three-point attempts. Indiana plays at a fast pace, ranking 8th in the league with 99.7 possessions per 48 minutes, while they do not attempt three-pointers at an extremely high rate, ranking 27th in the league with a .386 three-point attempt rate. They have been highly efficient when they do take those shots. Additionally, they excel at pushing the ball in transition, taking advantage of fast break opportunities. Indiana is also disciplined when it comes to ball control, ranking 7th in turnover percentage at just 12.3%. On the other hand, Utah relies heavily on three-point shooting as part of their offensive strategy. They currently rank 10th in the NBA in three-point attempt rate at .446 and 17th in three-point percentage at 35.6%. In terms of pace, they are tied for 14th in the league with 99 possessions per 48 minutes. Given Utah's defensive weaknesses, the Pacers should have little trouble exploiting their flaws and putting up another high-scoring performance. While Indiana is not known for their defensive prowess, their offensive efficiency should more than make up for it in this contest. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Orlando Magic versus Golden State Warriors. In an interconference showdown set to take place in San Francisco on Monday night, the Golden State Warriors will host the Orlando Magic in what promises to be an intriguing battle. The Warriors enter this contest looking to bounce back after suffering a lopsided defeat in their most recent game, while the Magic find themselves in a significant slump, having lost 3 consecutive games and dropping 8 of their last 9 overall. Both teams are eager to regain some momentum as they head into the second half of the season. One key storyline to monitor leading up to this game is the status of Orlando's Jalen Suggs, who is currently listed as questionable and could be a game-time decision. On the other hand, the Warriors will continue to be without the services of Jonathan Kuminga and Draymond Green, both of whom remain sidelined due to injuries. The Magic's current form has been nothing short of dreadful, and their confidence must be dwindling after being thoroughly outplayed in their last game against the Utah Jazz, a team that had also been struggling prior to that matchup. Meanwhile, the Warriors have performed at a relatively higher level compared to Orlando in recent weeks, but they are still reeling from a poor showing in their most recent outing. The Magic have endured a brutal stretch, losing 8 of their last 9 games, both straight up and against the spread. Despite the return of their leading scorer, Paolo Banchero, who had previously missed time due to injury, Orlando has not been able to turn things around. Golden State, on the other hand, has managed to cover the spread in 4 of its last 6 games, a testament to their ability to stay competitive. The Warriors employ a balanced approach, ranking 9th in the NBA in points allowed per game at 111.6 while maintaining an offense that averages 111 points per contest. In stark contrast, the Magic have been one of the worst offensive teams in the league, ranking dead last in scoring with a mere 104 points per game. However, they make up for it on the defensive end, where they rank 2nd in the league in points allowed at just 105.4 per game. One of the primary reasons for Orlando's offensive struggles has been their inefficient shooting, as they rank 28th in field goal percentage and dead last, 30th overall in three-point shooting percentage. While Golden State has not been elite in field goal percentage either, sitting at 26th in the league, they have been respectable from beyond the arc, ranking 13th in three-point shooting efficiency. Prior to their most recent loss, the Warriors had been building momentum with 2 consecutive wins, whereas the Magic have been consistently struggling, dropping 3 straight games and 8 of their last 9 overall. Orlando currently sits below the .500 mark, and despite playing strong defense, their offensive inefficiency has plagued them throughout the season. Furthermore, injuries have hindered their ability to find any real rhythm. Similarly, the Warriors have dealt with their fair share of injuries, but they have managed to remain competitive, especially at home, where they boast a winning record. Meanwhile, Orlando has struggled significantly on the road, holding a record well below .500 in away games. Despite their recent struggles, some may argue that the Magic are the better overall team when fully healthy, as they now have most of their key players available. However, even with a healthier roster, their poor performances have continued. They have lost 8 of their last 9 games and have failed to score 100 points points in 6 of those contests. Additionally, Orlando's road woes have been glaring, as 17 of their 26 total losses this season have come in away games. While the Warriors have had their share of inconsistencies and struggles, the Magic's current form makes them an incredibly difficult team to trust. At this point, it is challenging to confidently back either team, but Golden State has been the slightly more reliable side in recent games, and they have the advantage of playing at home. Given these factors, I believe the Warriors will ultimately take care of business and cover the spread in this matchup. So the Golden State Warriors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at the total points for this contest, it is worth noting that the under has hit in each of Orlando's last 2 games and in 5 of their previous 7 overall. As previously mentioned, the Magic rank dead last in the NBA in scoring but are second best in the league when it comes to points allowed. Meanwhile, Golden State ranks 9th in points allowed per game and only 18th in overall scoring. From an efficiency standpoint, Orlando ranks 29th, or second to last, in offensive efficiency at 104.2, whereas Golden State sits in 18th with a rating of 109.4. Defensively, Orlando holds a strong position, ranking 4th in defensive efficiency at 106.4, while Golden State is also in the top 10, ranking 9th at 109.6. While recent trends show that Golden State has often leaned toward the over in their games, the opposite has been true for Orlando, with their last 2 contests finishing under the total. In their previous outing, the Warriors struggled on both ends of the court, and while they are likely to bounce back with an improved performance, they will still find it difficult to put up a massive offensive total against a strong Magic defense. This matchup features 2 teams that struggle to score efficiently, particularly Orlando, which ranks dead last in points per game. Given these factors, this game is expected to be a low-scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Phoenix Suns vs. Portland Trail Blazers. Phoenix will aim to even up its season series when it takes on Portland at the Moda Center for the second time in 3 days on Monday night. The Suns will be looking for redemption after suffering a disappointing 127-108 loss to the Trail Blazers in their previous matchup. Despite entering that game as 4.5-point favorites, Phoenix has had the upper hand in recent head-to-head meetings, posting a 6-4 record in its last 10 matchups against Portland. However, the Trail Blazers currently lead this season's 4-game series 2-1, making this an important game for the Suns as they try to split the series. Phoenix heads into this contest with a fully healthy squad, giving them a significant advantage over a Trail Blazers team still dealing with injuries. Portland will once again be without Mattis Thybulle, and Robert Williams remains listed as questionable for the game. In Saturday's showdown, the Trail Blazers managed to pull off an impressive victory over the Suns, but repeating that feat will be a tough challenge. Phoenix previously won the first 2 meetings against Portland this season, holding the Trail Blazers to under 110 points in both contests. However, in the last game, Portland had an unusually efficient shooting night, connecting on 51.7% of its field goal attempts. On the other hand, the Suns struggled to take care of the ball, committing 19 turnovers, which the Trail Blazers converted into 24 points, while Phoenix's star trio of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal combined to score 72 of the team's 108 points. Poor 3-point shooting and excessive turnovers ultimately doomed them. Although the Trail Blazers have shown improvement over the past month, they have lacked consistency on both ends of the court. Expect the Suns to come out with a heightened sense of urgency, especially on the defensive end, after being outplayed in the paint and giving up too many easy baskets and free throw opportunities in their previous outing. The Portland Trail Blazers have been one of the league's surprise teams in recent weeks, winning 7 of their last 8 games and covering the spread in 8 of their last 10 matchups. Their dominant 127-108 victory over the Suns just 2 days ago only adds to their case as a tempting underdog option. Throughout the season, I have been critical of the Suns for not living up to their potential despite their talent-heavy roster, and their disappointing 17-30-1 record against the spread is further proof of their inconsistency. That being said, if Phoenix truly wants to be recognized as a legitimate playoff contender in the Western Conference, it cannot afford to drop back-to-back games against a team like Portland. I remain skeptical about the Trail Blazers' recent success and do not fully trust their ability to maintain this level of performance. The Suns will likely clean up their mistakes from the last game, take better care of the ball, and set the tone early in this matchup. The betting line appears reasonable, so the Phoenix Suns to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Recent trends suggest this game will be another high-scoring affair. The Suns have played over the total in each of their last 3 games, while the Trail Blazers have done so in 3 of their last 4 outings. Phoenix currently averages 113 points per game and operates at the 25th fastest pace in the league, recording 102.1 possessions per game. They will be facing a Trail Blazers squad that struggles defensively at home, allowing an average of 118 points per contest. On the other side, Portland averages 109 points per game while playing at a similarly slow pace, ranking 25th in the league with 100.9 possessions per game. However, they will be up against a Suns team that surrenders 116 points per game on the road. In their most recent meeting, these teams combined to surpass the projected total, and there is little reason to believe this game will be any different. Phoenix's star trio contributed 72 points on an efficient 54.5% shooting from the field, but the rest of the team struggled mightily, shooting just 35% overall. It is unlikely that the Suns' role players will repeat that poor shooting performance, and Phoenix should be able to exceed 110 points in this contest. Meanwhile, the Trail Blazers have been playing with newfound confidence, receiving strong offensive contributions from multiple players. They completely controlled the paint in the last game, and notably, they only made 9 3-pointers while still putting up 127 points. Portland tends to perform better at home, and both teams should be able to put up solid offensive numbers once again. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.